sorry, I need to divert this. I know we were down a very promising line, but I feel this is a good place to ask about the Porch Goose. I am now thoroughly intrigued, and you cannot divert me from this subject, Lucretia. Tell me about the Porch Goose.
I love the Porch Goose. I discovered the Porch Goose, I don't know how long it's been around. I discovered her in my world as a hearse. Once in a while you'll see a he. When I was in Nashville. Memphis or Nashville? I was Tennessee. And it's a goose. It's a plasticky resin goose that usually stands about 17 inches. And it doesn't have to come with clothes, but you can buy it clothes. So when I bought my Porch Goose, I had 12 little outfits, one for each month and season. So it had like a little raincoat and a little rain hat, and it had a little outfit for 4th of July. It had a little Santa outfit for Christmas, and Thanksgiving awesome. Turkey outfit for. So it has turned into a phenomenon. And so there are thousands of people, and I have since joined the Facebook groups.
So there are Facebook groups for the Porch Goose.
Multiples, international, Canadian Porch Goose groups, several in America, different regions. Like Kentucky will have a Porch Goose group. Like it's all over the place. And these are
comment in the comments if there are comments available wherever you're listening to this. Comment: do you have a Porch Goose, and are you part of the Porch Goose gang? I feel like there should be leather vests and patches.
There should be. Yes, I agree. Someone dressed their Porch Goose up as a Maverick from Top Gun.
Nice. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Wait, would it be Maverick or would it be actual Goose?
Oh, maybe it was Goose.
Goose the Goose.
That's true. Yeah, because they both wore the aviators, so I just figured it was Maverick. There's a picture of a Porch Goose where someone got an Amazon package and they had put some sort of decorative wing hands on their goose, and the Amazon man had moved the goose over to the package, so it was leaning on the package. Its little feathery wings were on it, and
that's great.
There's some women who have, and I say women because it's only the women that I've seen, that have like closets of clothing and props for their goose. One woman made the Ophelia outfit from the Taylor Swift video. Another did an Eras tour.
Oh so my God.
Have the different eras.
Gooses for Swifties.
Yes, gooses for Swifties.
I know that's not the correct term. I guess it's geese for Swifties, but so there's.
Yeah. It's singular. Sometimes they do have a little family. So you have your Porch Geese.
But, well, of course, you would have to.
Yes, of course, yeah. And then every once in a while, infiltrated into the Porch Goose group will be someone with a porch dinosaur.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to keep it fresh.
Course, yeah.
Now, absolutely. I could get on board with a porch dinosaur. I might start that trend.
You should get it some outfits.
Oh man, yeah, dude. Okay. So that is one of the good. So moving in with Ryan at the end of May.
Yes, congratulations.
Ooh, yeah, it's been a big step. It's a very difficult day in a healer's life when you realize that you are in fact the deadbeat boyfriend of the relationship. Like I was, And I now know this about myself is I tend towards the avoidant. I always thought it was the anxious, but no, I tend towards the avoidant. And I was literally like, maybe not literally, but I was definitely metaphorically sitting there in my boxers playing my video games going, yeah, babe, I'd totally love to move in with you. It's just a really bad time in my business right now. And the funny thing is when I asked him, because he had floated it to me and he was like, hey, look, when your lease is up, why don't you just move in here? Oh yeah, that's a great idea. My man knows that things have to be my idea in order for them to. So when I approached him, he's like, yeah, that's kind of what I figured we'd do. I was like, oh, you were just waiting for me to think that this was my idea. He was like, yeah. It's like, well, so we're going to get a Porch Goose.
Nice.
No, I'm sorry. No, actually, I can't get on board with the goose. I don't know why. There's something internally that is blocking me from the goose, but damn it, I will have a porch dinosaur.
Nice.
We will have a porch dinosaur and it will be epic. And I will be dressing it in clothes.
Perfect. Yes, I need to get a new Porch Goose because when I lived with my ex in Nashville, he did not like the Porch Goose and he broke it.
That fucker.
So, oh yeah.
I, I'm
So,
glad you dodged a bullet if you didn't like the Porch
oh,
Goose.
I know, right?
Good for
It
them.
caused no harm. It brought me joy, and you didn't like it, so.
Now, did he break it like purposely or on
Oh yeah,
accident?
no. He said it was an accident, but no, it was not in a place where you could have accidentally done any damage to it because I made sure where it would sit, it would be safe and on display. And
Yeah, one of those Freudian accidents, huh?
right.
Yeah.
So I had to get
Oh,
myself a new porch goose, and I'm not sure where my outfits went, so I'll have to do some goose shopping,
can I
retail therapy from
persuade
the
you to get the
goose.
porch dinosaur? I really want you to get the porch dinosaur.
I do already have a little duck that's going to be its friend, but I will be open to considering a dinosaur. We'll see how it goes. I'll have a whole family. I'll have like a horse, a cow, a duck, a goose, a llama.
Yes. Okay, I don't even know what we were supposed to be talking about this episode. We got mushrooms and porch geese. Maybe that was like, I guess this was like episode 2 continued. Is
Yes.
That was a good one.
It's very insightful. Get yourself a porch goose. It's very healing. Join the Facebook groups. They're very supportive and friendly. If you're hateful,
Do people have drama with their porch geese?
I don't think so. Not intentional drama. I
Like,
know, like, one woman, she posted a thing where she just bought this house and moved in, and her neighbor brought over a porch goose with a sweet little note that introduced her to the porch goose. And her and this neighbor who previously lived there shared the responsibilities of the goose. And if she was not interested, she would be fine with it, just politely return the goose. But she made a new friend, and they were going to dress up their porch goose together.
okay,
So they're bonding.
here's an idea. Start a Facebook group specifically for porch goose drama.
Oh, dun,
I
dun,
mean,
dun.
we could have like casts of characters, and like Karen the goose could have beef with Stephanie the goose, and
Yes.
yeah,
And
just create an entire.
Danny the dinosaur could be just
Are
raising
we
hell
dating
all
this
over.
dinosaur? Do you know this dinosaur? I just want to let you know he has a girlfriend. Oh, this could be so fun. I really want to do this. I will get a porch goose and I will start some shit with it. I don't know how. Or maybe the goose will just start freeloading on other people's porches and I'll just start taking pictures and posting
That
them.
would be hilarious.
Do not give this goose money. She is not really.
I love
Do
everything
not.
about this.
Oh my god, somebody's gonna. All right, yeah,
Take it
somebody's
to
gonna
the
see
coffee
this.
shops and the farmers market.
Just starting shit, asking for the manager.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. So there is I don't have the fluffy version with me, but I have this. So this is a chicken. This chicken has a history. So this chicken actually it comes from it's a book. I can't think of Boyton, I think is Susan Boyton. I'm getting the name wrong. Anyways, there's such a long story behind this. I don't know how much time we have. The chicken became a theme with my buddy Jody, and it started with his wife Carol, who's amazing and delightful. There's a long story, just to save time. So they acquired, and they're the stuffed chickens he got at the gift shop when she was in the hospital, and it made her happy. Blah blah blah. And so they had like 8 chickens at one point in time. Well, then we would go over and hang out at Jody and Carol's house. And then there was one Christmas where we were all not going to be in Nashville. We're all going to go our separate ways. And he had us take a chicken with us. And we took pictures on our entire like holiday break at like the drive through with the chicken, restaurants. Mine was in the snow. I intentionally went to a tack shop in Illinois to have it sit on saddles and be held by a cowboy. Like, so this chicken is like a thing, and now his brother Rebel makes them, and I got one in the mail not that long ago. So.
That is awesome. Yeah, oh my god, I love that.
A little chicken. But what's super funny is we call it a he, even though we know it's a she. We don't know why.
I don't know. Sometimes you just kind of have to.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to. We always call it a he, and I'm like, isn't that a hen? And Carol was like, yeah, it's fine.
Don't. Gender's a fluid thing, right?
Right, yeah. The chickens can change gender, so.
Right. This chicken clearly, this chicken is non-binary.
Right. Exactly.
Um. Oh man, that okay. So that actually, like, I wonder how many really good ideas started with a joke. I mean, I
Oh
wonder
my gosh.
how
So
many
many.
really good businesses
Oh my
actually started with
gosh.
a joke. And I can't think of anything off the top of my head, so maybe it's not that many.
With
But
a joke and a cocktail napkin. A lot. I guarantee it's a lot.
I hope so. I really hope that the
Mm-hmm.
days of the cocktail napkin business is not over. I
Oh, no.
really like that's
You gotta have them.
yeah. And,
Mm-hmm.
and
They serve a
there's
purpose.
I think there's something to be said about the dreamers in the world. I hope that that's not a dying thing. That there
No.
are always going to be visionaries who say, I want to put this thing into the world. Screw if anybody likes it. Screw if anybody, I just need to create this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But well, I mean, it's also a tough road to go because you never know. I mean, market testing does wonders. Um, and I have
Right.
not done market testing, which is how I know it does wonders. Um, But yeah, there's something really magical about like the old school entrepreneurial spirit of I want to create something, I'm going to bring it into the world.
Mm-hmm. More
So
people need to be doing that.
more people, we need more chickens.
We do need more chickens.
We need more. We need more non-binary chickens.
Right.
Please bring those into the world. Maybe not non-binary chickens. I don't want to create competition for your friend, but we
Right.
need more
Right.
creative shit in this world.
Yes.
We need
Yes.
more
And
porch gooses. We need
right.
more ridiculousness.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like when I've always wanted to have like a painter, like a studio, an art studio. And I've been making, because mama's on a budget, I make my own signs for the farm and the different things. And I'm out in this barn that needs help, but I love this barn anyways. And I think it's beautiful and it's peaceful. And I'm like painting away. And I got paintbrushes in my hair. And I'm like, I have my own studio. It's just, not like what one would probably consider a typical studio.
Huh.
And then I noticed a friend of mine, she's Gerb Art, and she's, I think, North Carolina. And I will like watch her Instagram stories and Facebook stuff. And she'll just take a space outside and paint. And that is her studio for either that hour or that day.
I love that. I love that. Man, how many okay, yeah. I wonder how many ways there are to do a business or how many ways there are because I think we get so caught up in well I need this and I need this and I need this and well if I
Mm-hmm.
don't have this then I'm not going to be able to do anything. I get caught in
Right.
that fairly regularly and sometimes like
Yeah.
we can get caught in this like solution inflexibility
Yes.
and I mean
We do too much research. I'm guilty of this. I used to research things to death. And even though my ex and I didn't work out, and that's a blessing, and there were, I don't want to say too much negative. I will say at one point, he was like, you've got to stop researching and start doing.
yeah
Like, done is better than perfect. Like, we wait for everything to be perfect. There's a gal I know, and she wants to be TikTok famous so bad, but she wants everything to be perfect. And she doesn't like the way she looks because she's overweight. At least at the time, we've lost touch, so I can't speak of now. But that was the biggest thing. So she would say, like, well, if I can just like hide my face, and I'll just be my mouth, and I'll just be this background. And she would spend hundreds of dollars on Facebook Marketplace to make her space TikTok perfect, so she could film. She had everything: the desk, the mic, the lights, the equipment, the plants, the shelving, and she never hit record because like she held herself back. That's another thing I want to do with retreats here. I want to do business retreat, a creative retreat, a writer's retreat because I want to help people get past that. Like let's talk about what needs to be done, but what is your idea? How can we utilize it? How can we create content? How can we create content while you're here so that you already have a start and can see how we can do it? How can we streamline it? How can we help you? And then let's help you start planning out steps for goals things to work towards, so that if it's in a list form for some people, then all they have to do is check off the list. And now you're not holding yourself back. You just have to go and do. And then if there's blocks for why you're not going and doing, hopefully, Chelsey, you'll be part of this and at the retreats doing this. I will send you to them.
Absolutely. I mean, and that, and also, I mean, that's why I created the Tasklandia app, was for the same thing, is to get that. Analysis paralysis is a big one. And
oh my gosh,
I've got the ADHD brain going. I fluctuate between complete paralysis and I'm just gonna go. Which has its own set of consequences.
FTW.
Yep, ready, fire, aim. But yeah, there's something to be said, like you said, like, okay, sometimes you just need to see it out in front of you. Oh, okay, I do this. Oh, okay, I do this. Because when it's bouncing around in your head, all of a sudden it all turns into noise. So, and I think what is so special about doing those retreats out on the farm and getting it done on the farm is you kind of don't have a freeze option in nature.
Right.
You are either intentionally resting or intentionally waiting for something. Like, you can't just rush the crops to grow. You can't just act the crops into action. But if there's a chicken that's escaped, there's no hesitation. There's no, like, get the chicken.
Yep.
And I think when you can teach people to be present in the moment, and what I learned over the past couple of weeks is most of what prevents us from taking action is that loop in our head. It's that loop that goes, okay, well, I'm going to do this. Well, but what if this? But what if this? Okay, well, they got to think of this. And well, then I need this. Well, I need this. Well, I guess while I'm needing things, I guess I might as well need this too. And then I need this to really film this thing that I think I need. And all of a sudden it's Tuesday and you haven't done anything. And
Tuesday 3 months from now.
Yeah. I was not specific on the Tuesday, but that's more like it. Yeah.
And you've overwhelmed yourself, you've talked yourself out of it, but yet that desire is still in your heart and you hate your job. Or maybe you don't mind your job, but you could have a better life with more time. The end, like, fill in the blank with the rest of that. You can go do what you want on your schedule. Not always, not in the beginning, but it's what you work towards. Like, initially you're your own accountant and social media person. However, you can do trades and interns, and
I think for me, being an entrepreneur, like, starting my own business was never really about saying screw you to the man. It was just a matter of, I can, so I will. I don't know how else to describe it. I think there was my job at the time was, I think I was about to be fired from it, actually, but it was not looking too promising. And it always started for me as a mechanism of, what can I do? I'll do it. Which is different than, I think, the entrepreneurial story of freedom. Because
I just like working for myself better than punching in a clock.
I'm there now for sure. I think because I always considered myself an employee. I was always like, and you and I met at a business networking thing, so by then we were entrepreneurial. But there was a Chelsey that was like, no, I'm happy just collecting my paycheck, punching in, punching out, done. But eventually the security of being able to create my own fortune and the security of being able to say, okay, well, I don't have any clients, let me go call some people, as opposed to going up to the front desk and going, why is my schedule empty? That to me became more secure than the security of a paycheck. And I think I wonder if there are any entrepreneurs, and let me know out there in the comments. Let me know if there are any people out there who actually started their business out of a desire for security rather than freedom, and what that was like. Because I think so many times we're talking to people and thinking you can have more freedom, and I think we're kind of like trying to head off that story of, well, it's not all that much freedom at first. Like, you can't trade one big boss for 40 little bosses. And you're 3 times more as accountable. But I've actually found great security in working for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Even when business has dipped, I've never been in a point where I have to rely on somebody to drum up business for me. I think that's something that gets overlooked pretty
Right.
pretty frequently in the why you should become an entrepreneur,
Yes. Yeah.
or even just like a solopreneur or a small business. You know,
Yeah.
it's there's a great amount of security in being able to have agency in your own life. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not for everybody, but
Right.
that
Yeah.
is it's an interesting paradox.
Well, I noticed like my friend Gerb when mentioned the artist, like when I first like just it's a friend's sister, and so then I got to know her. Actually, got to know her better than her sister, and so but I noticed like initially she was like would post, oh, I've got art, and it would be up there and it would sit, for 2-3 months, and then finally someone would buy it, and then after like a year or so, it'd sit up for like 6 weeks, and someone would buy it. Now, when I get her newsletter and I go to click on her site, if I got her newsletter late, it's sold out.
Yes. Oh, good.
Yeah. Like her prints are still available, and I don't have the wall. She does very large pieces, so I don't have the wall space, even though I love her work. But I'm noticing like, okay, you put in the work, you put in the time, you never gave up, you kept doing what you're doing, and you held on to the value that you offer with your artwork, and now you're selling out your work.
That's so cool. Yeah, there's oh man, the don't give up bit.
Yeah, because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, and that's like when I worked for HCA in the scheduling department. I did not like it. I liked some of the women. I liked the women I worked with. We thankfully had a really good group of women that we worked with. But I'd be at the copier, and we were surrounded by windows, and I would look outside, and I'd be so sad because it would be golden hour, and I wanted to be out taking photos. I wanted to be out hiking. I wanted to be anywhere but by that copier. But I did not have the confidence in myself to put in the like. I didn't know what to. I knew what to do, but I didn't believe in myself.
So
And
how did you get the self-belief to step out on your own?
I kept seeing other people doing it. I thankfully, by the grace of a higher power, was in Nashville around creative people and happened to be around other photographers who, it's going to sound really shitty, and it's not intended to. Their work was not as good as mine, and they were making more money. And there gets to a point where you get enough being fed up, and you say, F it, and start doing it. And I've given away more of my work than I should have. And it was, I don't think she'll mind if I mention her name, Courtney Shand, and she is a relationship coach
Oh,
in
she's
Nashville.
awesome. She's
Amazing.
awesome.
And I was taking this marketing course by Sue Bryce, and the coursework was like not fully clicking. I was doing the steps, but I was missing one very important step, and that was, um, I don't know, getting paid.
Ah, yes, that step.
So I was giving all my work away because I didn't value myself. I didn't have the worth that I should be paid. I hadn't accomplished, that that wall in my life, whatever you want to call it. And so I was sitting there with her. She was loving the photos, and I was too insecure to put any price on them, not even $50. And I gave her all the photos. And so
Oh,
she's like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Of course, because I just want you to be happy," which I do. I love her. I love her to bits and pieces.
wonderful.
She
Yeah.
goes, and 2 days later she messages me and says basically she'd stayed up for 2 days straight, practically loving the photos, putting them on her website. She finally had work she was proud of to put on her website and use in her social media, which she still does today. A lot of those photos are still on her website.
There
And
we go.
she went off and started like, and she told me in 3 months, I believe I'm going to be able to quit my job. No, 6 months. In 6 months, I believe I'm going to be able to quit my job. 6 weeks later, she said, I'm going to be able to quit in like a month.
Ah.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, my work just helped her. So what the
Mhm.
crap am I doing? Because it's not Courtney's fault that I did not say, a price. That's not her fault. That's on me. And she was willing, but that was my lack of self-worth, my lack of confidence, and I adore her, and there's no hard feelings. That is all on me. And I think she's done the boundary work where she'd be like, yeah, that was on you. You should have asked me for money, right? And so when I came back here, I didn't think I could do my photography. And then somebody was doing a fundraiser for someone for some medical bills, and I donated a photo session. So did the session, posted the photos, got a message, love these photos, I'm engaged, would love to hire you. And I knew her from a long time ago, so I'm like, oh, because we went to school together, I'll just do a discount. Again, not valuing myself. And she goes, no, I'm going to pay your full rate.
Those are the clients we love. And right. Again, also I love Courtney.
Yes.
But and there's something about that. And I lost my train of thought. The hamster stopped running on the wheel. But there's also, we can't expect people to hold our boundaries for us.
Right.
And there's this idea that artists and healers and therapists and teachers we're all kind of lumped into this category of, well, if you're doing some good, if you are doing what you're passionate about, then it should be you should just want to do it for free, right? And it's not something that anybody has had the audacity to say in a while.
Right.
But
Thank
there's
goodness.
Still this pervasive, if you're doing art, you're already having fun, so you've been paid in fun. If you're doing healing, you should be making it accessible to everybody because everybody needs healing. Yes, but there are also resources out there for people who cannot access. It's interesting. I think you eventually find where you fit. Some people are high ticket, and some people are worth high ticket, but actually prefer low ticket things.
Right.
And it's going to change over the life of your business. But the point is, there should always be an equal value of exchange. Money is energy. Money is permission. If you are offering someone a steak dinner and they only charge you a candy bar's worth of, value, you're really only going to enjoy one or two bites of the steak, or worse, you're going to ask for ketchup on the steak.
Right.
You're not going to appreciate, you're not going to appreciate the $100 meal because you've only paid for a candy bar. You've only given a candy bar of permission and a candy bar of energy. So it's just not going to hit the same. And that's not me advocating for blowing your money either. There are plenty of people who are high quality who don't charge $10,000 for, something that could easily be half of that price and still be very valuable for both parties.
Yeah.
But money is permission.
Yeah.
And I think that is so right is, I lost it. I don't know what's going on with me, Lucretia.
Well, it allows you to reinvest into your business. It allows you to reinvest you. It allows you to pay your bills. It allows you to live your life and create a life that you really, truly want. And it wasn't, so after this person was like, no, I'll pay the full amount, I started realizing I needed to value myself because that is where I had the shortcoming. I spent 2 years listening to podcasts and YouTube. I'd be out in the field with a speaker hanging off a shovel with my phone in my pocket, playing a podcast, just pounding in the words of value yourself, business, podcast, all these things to get it through my head. And so I listened to this, and then it was the next year I got hired to do 2 photo sessions. And in those 2 photo sessions, I made more, and then plus the other sessions I had, which weren't very many, but what I made that following year was more than I had made the entire time being part-time as a photographer. Now, granted, it still wasn't sustainable, but the numbers were showing look what you do when you say, I'm worth this, show them the value, learn the sales pitch, learn the marketing, help them, it was this thing. And so now I am set to make even more this year. And I've been out cross promoting with a business. I just did a big cross promotion. I'm currently doing a cross promotion with the Tower House in Cumberland, Wisconsin. I just finished their photos. I was up until midnight last night working on those photos and up at 5 this morning and working on them by 6:30 again today to get them because they have their grand opening tomorrow. But like things are starting to happen. It just took me believing in me, setting my own boundaries, recognizing my own worth, and doing the things I've been telling others to do.
Yeah. And what I love is honestly, if you're at a point, and I think many of us have been there, so if you're at this point, no shame. This is just a point in the journey. But if you're at the point where you are finding it hard to like dig up that like little self-believy feeling, um, if nothing else, like follow what Lucretia did and just, you know what, but there are people who are shittier than me making more money and do it and impacting more people. There are people who should be talking to me that are talking to other people. Like I have no choice but to get out there. If that's where you're at, that's where you're at, but it is a powerful step. And then, I mean, Lucretia, you have grown and blossomed and done so much bigger. Like everything about you is so much bigger. And I think it's because of that crucial step that you overcame that was just like, fuck it. Yep. And then, and then that self-belief grew.
Yeah.
But it started with fuck it.
It did start with fuck it because I was tired of seeing other people doing it. Like, why can't they're doing it? Why can't I? That was.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That was the hugest, thanks. That was the hugest, like, getting around people who were doing it was a big step because growing up where I grew up, yeah, we had photographers, but I wasn't around them a whole lot. And like I was involved with horses and I would be in the rodeo and see the photographer and talk to them. And I remember being in Memphis and meeting a photographer, and he and his wife traveled and doing stuff. And I was like, wow, that's cool. And finally got brave enough to go talk to him and get to know his wife and get to know their business. But still on the inside, I was like, I want to do it, but I can't. And finally, I got around enough people where I was like, they're doing it. They don't have to go to a W-2 job on Monday. I do. I don't want to. How do I change it? But it took that self-work, which is also the point of these retreats. Like, if you are a creative and there's something you want to do, I will believe in you until you believe in yourself. But eventually you have to believe in yourself because I can't do it for you. But I will help you, support you. But I want people to break down those barriers faster than I did because it wasn't fun or pleasant.
All right, guys, we are going to continue this conversation on the next one. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to follow Lucretia, follow her journey, follow and stay up to date on the retreats because they are freaking awesome. And also follow the links that we have if you are stuck with you just need like a little accountability buddy on your phone. Check out Tasklandia, download it on your app store, and more importantly, just follow this podcast, follow this show, and we will see you on the next episode.
Thanks for listening. That's it for this episode. If you want to learn more about Chelsey, go to her website, ChelseyAlbertHealing.com. That's CHELSEY AlbertHealing.com. To learn more about Farm Girl Camp or to get yourself signed up, go over to farmgirlcamp.com/farm-retreats. This episode is produced by Girl Boss Productions.